fail so frequently? It has to do with a chemical in your brain. It's a neurotransmitter called dopamine. And dopamine is a chemical messenger, and it even acts as a hormone sometimes. It does a ton of stuff in your body, but it's heavily involved in drive, motivation, and pleasure. So the experts fail to recognize this critical role of dopamine and what it does for our lives. Instead of remapping the brain's dopamine circuits, they tend towards asking patients to follow a new routine or to adopt some new habits. And their habits, like eating bad food or smoking, are rooted in dopamine. There's a learned dopamine pattern in place that must change before anything else can occur. This is non-negotiable. Okay, so let me tell you why this has the potential to ruin your life or completely change it. This part of the brain right here is called the reticular activating system, or the reticular formation. So when you're shopping online for a brand new car, you're browsing around the internet, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of photos of this car, you're really dissecting all the little details about it, your brain thinks the car is really important, then you buy the new car, then you start driving this new car and you're seeing it all over the place. You did not use language or anything to tell your brain that that was important. It saw that you thought that was important, so it started searching the world for it. It's not like a whole bunch of people went out and bought the same car as you. As cool as you are, that's not how that worked. So you pay a lot of attention to something. Your RAS figures out, this reticular activating system, how to get more of it and how to find more of it. So the RAS, the RAS, needs to be retrained, but the experts are focusing on the wrong part of the brain to change human behavior. So diet routines fail all the time, and they fail so frequently because they completely ignore the methods to change them in real life. So first, the brain's reticular formation, this RAS that we just talked about a second ago, prioritizes different behavior than the new diet. It's prioritizing the stuff that the person used to do. If we do things all the time, the brain memorizes patterns, which we call habits sometimes. So we have a competition between an idea and a habit. An idea lives in the top part of the brain. A habit is a little further down. Sometimes people call this the mammalian brain or reptilian brain. These parts do not deal with the same things that we do up here as humans. These lower parts of the brains deal in emotions, impulses, and reactions. So this part of our brain can't speak English at all. It has no capability for language. So we can't rewire it using English. This is doomed to fail from the moment that it begins. We have to use the FATE model to control and rewire the lower parts of our brain and to change any behavioral pattern that we want. If you're not familiar with the FATE model, I did an entire video on this that you can check out in the description down below. But essentially, it's an acronym for what the lower parts of our brain are hardwired to respond automatically to. And these are focus, authority, tribe, and emotion, FATE. Here's what all this actually means. The lower you go in the brain, the more likely you are to change behavior. So this is the hierarchy of influence. From top to bottom, this shows exactly what is the least important down to the most important thing to change the automatic response behavior of human beings. Doctors, coaches, and lawyers persuading a jury tend to focus on this least important part here, which is the top of the pyramid. Essentially, they all make the same mistake that amateurs do. And here's the mistake that they make: trying to use psychology to change physiology. Your habits are physiology. Don't think in terms of psychology. Your habits are physiological changes in the brain's networks. So changing behavior might begin with modifying some thoughts and desires and ideas, but it's not going to produce anything real in the long run. So change your habits with the lower parts of the brain. You can do this. Think in terms of physiology and repetition, and you'll do great. And if you haven't learned what the ridiculously powerful fate model is, you can click the link down in the